Hello, welcome to our channel Learn to Score. In this video, I'm going to solve section 1 and section 2 of mathematics model paper, that is set 1 for Andhra Pradesh State Board exam class 10th year 2021. I hope you will like the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates and share this video with your friends so that it can be of help to them also. Thank you. This is model paper 1 given by SCERT for year 2021. The total marks you can score is 100 and time given is 2 hours 45 minutes. There are total 4 sections and 33 questions in this paper. Section 4 has got internal choice. It means section 1, 2, 3 have no choice. You have to write all the questions. And 15 minutes is given for reading the question paper and 2 hours 30 minutes for writing the answers. Let us start with questions. Question number 1. Which of the following points lies in Q3, that is quadrant 3? As you see here, this is Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. As you see here, in Q1 you have both X and Y positives. When it comes to Q2, this is X is negative and Y is positive. When it comes to Q3, X is negative and Y is also negative. And for Q4, X is positive and Y is negative, right? As you see here, -3 comma -2 is in Q3. So to answer the question, we say choice C is the answer. Let's go to the next question. That is question number 2. What are the zeros of x square minus 1? Let me call this polynomial as f of x, that is equal to x square minus 1. That can be written as x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? Use a square minus b square formula. Now, let's assume that beta is the 0 of f of x. It means f of beta is going to be equal to 0, right? F of beta equal to beta minus 1 times beta plus 1 equal to 0. This particular equation holds true when beta minus 1 equal to 0. It means beta is going to be 1. And when beta plus 1 equal to 0, it means beta is going to be minus 1, right? So 1 and minus 1 are the zeros of f of x equal to x square minus 1. To answer the question, choice B is the answer. Let's go to the next question. Question number 3. 7 by 5 is the 0 of 7x minus 5. Is it true or false? That is the question. We know that if f of x is a polynomial and a is a real number, then a is called 0 of f of x if and only if f of a equal to 0. This is read as if and only if f of a equal to 0. It means that when I substitute 7 by 5 into the given polynomial for x, if its value becomes 0, then 7 by 5 is going to be 0 of the polynomial, otherwise not. Let's do that now. Let me call the given polynomial as f of x equal to 7x minus 5, and let's substitute 7 by 5 for x. It means it is going to be f of 7 by 5, that is equal to 7 times 7 by 5 minus 5. When you simplify it, you get the answer as 24 by 5. It means f of 7 by 5 is not equal to 0. Since it is not equal to 0, we can now say that 7 by 5 is not the 0 of 7x minus 5, right? So answer is going to be false. Now, let's go to the next question. Question number 4. If tan theta equal to cot theta, then the value of acute angle theta is what? From this table, you can see that tan 45 degrees is 1 and cot 45 degrees is also equal to 1, right? It means the theta we are looking for is 45 degrees. Now let's go to the next question. Question number 5. In 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on of arithmetic progression, what is the common difference? We know that list of numbers A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on is an arithmetic progression where the common difference D is defined as A2 minus A1 or A3 minus A2, A4 minus A3 and so on, right? Since it is already said that the given list is arithmetic progression, we can straight away compute the value of D by subtracting 2 from 4 or 4 from 6, right? Let's do that. D equal to 4 minus 2, that is equal to 2. Let's go to the next question, question number 6. Choose the correct answer from the following. Statement P says that sine 45 degrees is 1 by root 2 and statement Q says that tan 30 degrees equal to 1 by root 3. From the trigonometry table, we say that sine 45 degrees is 1 by root 2, that is means statement P is true, and tan 30 degrees is 1 by root 3 means statement Q is also true. So let's say that both P and Q are true, hence the choice C is the answer, right? Now let's go to the next question, question number 7. How many number of zeros exist for the following graph? As you see here, the function value of the given curve becomes 0 at these 2 points, right? It means you have 2 number of zeros for the given function or given curve. So let's write that. Number of zeros is 2. It means choice A is the answer, right? Let's go to the next question, question number 8. Let us match the following. Volume of cube, we know if side of the cube is A, then volume of cube is A cube. Let's connect that. And volume of cuboid is given as length times breadth times height, that is LBH. And lateral surface area of the cylinder is defined as 2 pi RH, where R is radius and H is height of the cylinder, right? Let's connect that. So now we can say that choice B is the answer, right? Let's go to the next question, question number 9. Let us match the following. Value of log 10 of base 10 is what? We know that log A at base A is 1, right? It means log 10 of base 10 is equal to 1. So let's connect that. The next thing we have to find is 0 of 2x minus 3, right? For that, we have to find value of x that satisfies the equation 2x minus 3 equal to 0, right? That can be written as 2x equal to 3. It means x equal to 3 by 2. Let's match that. Now we have to find the value of y when x equal to 2 and in x plus y equal to 5. X plus y equal to 5 and you have to substitute x equal to 2 into this equation such that you get y equal to 3. So let's connect that. Then we can say that choice C is the answer, right? Now let's go to the next question, question number 10. If A is a set containing elements 1 and 2 and B is the set containing elements 3 and 4, then what is A union B? That is the question. We know A union B is going to be the set containing all the elements of A and B, right? It means A union B is going to have elements 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's write that. Now let's go to the next question, question number 11. What is the midpoint of line joining 2, 2 and 4, 4? We know midpoint is defined as x, y equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, right? Let's say that x1, y1 is 2, 2 and x2, y2 equal to 4, 4. Let's substitute these two into previous formula such that you will get x, y equal to 3, 3, right? To answer the question, midpoint of the line segment joining 2 points 2, 2 and 4, 4 is 3, 3. Let's go to the next question. That is question number 12. In mode, the equation is given mode equal to L plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2 times F1 minus F0 minus F2 times H, where L represents what is the question. In the mode formula, L denotes lower boundary of the model class, right? It means we know the answer already. It's better to recall what are the other variables are. H denotes size of the model class. F1 denotes frequency of model class. F0 is the frequency of class preceding the model class. F2 is the frequency of class succeeding the model class, right? Now to answer the question, we say choice C is the answer, right? In section 2, we have to answer all the questions and each question carries 2 marks. We have total 8 questions, right? Question number 13, write the all possible subsets of C equal to X, Y, Z, the set containing elements X, Y and Z, right? We have to write all possible subsets of this particular set. If every element of set A is an element of set C, then set A is called subset of C, right? That is denoted mathematically as A is subset to C. Now let's write the subsets of C. The sets containing only one element like X, Y and Z. These three are subsets of C, right? The sets containing only two elements are going to be also the subsets of set given here, right? XY, YZ, XZ, right? We know that every set is a subset of itself. It means set C is going to be a subset to itself. Let's write that also. That is set containing elements X comma Y comma Z. And we also know that the null set denoted using P, since it has got no elements, it is considered as a subset to every set. It means we can now write this set, that is null set, also as subset to C. Let's write that. So how many subsets we have? 3 plus 3 plus 2. Right? Total 8 subsets we have written. Let's go to the next question. Question number 14. Is 2t minus 1 equal to 2t plus 5 a linear equation in one variable? Let's rearrange this equation. This can be written as 2t minus 2t equal to 5 plus 1. Right? When you simplify it, it becomes 0 equal to 6. This is inconsistent, right? 0 cannot be equal to 6. That's why this equation given itself is not a correct equation. It is incorrect equation. Hence, we say that 2t minus 1 equal to 2t plus 5 is not a linear equation in one variable to answer. But if you have to say it is not even an equation, please note this. Now, 0 cannot be equal to 6. Let's go to the next question, question number 15. If p of x equal to 5x to the power 7 minus 6x power 5 minus 3x plus 8, find the coefficient of x power 5 and degree of p of x. Let us consider an algebraic equation. F of x equal to ax power n plus bx power n minus 1 plus cx plus d. Ax power n, bx power n minus 1, cx and d or d times x power 0 are called terms of the equation, right? And a, b, c, d are called coefficients. So now we can say coefficient of x5, x power 5 is going to be minus 6, right? And powers of x, those are n, n minus 1, those are n, n minus 1, 1 here, and x power 0 here. These are called exponents, right? So let's answer The quotient of x power 5 is minus 6. So first part is done. Now we have to say what is the degree of p of x. We know highest exponent of the terms in a polynomial is called its degree, right? The highest exponent. So we have already said these powers are called exponents, right? The highest exponent is 7. So degree of p of x is going to be 7, right? Let's go to the next question. Question number 16. 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 15 and so on is an arithmetic progression or not is the question, and why. An arithmetic progression is a list of numbers in which each term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term except the first term. It means when you keep adding some fixed term, when you add some fixed term to 2, you will get 3, and when you add the same fixed term you have to get 5 and so on, right? That is the whole idea. If it is an arithmetic progression, then that has to be satisfied. The fixed number is called common difference of the arithmetic progression. For example, if you consider a1, a2, a3, a4 and so on as an arithmetic progression, then a2 minus a1 is going to be equal to a3 minus a2, that is going to be equal to a4 minus a3 and so on, that is equal to a constant that is called common difference. That is the fixed difference. D is the fixed difference or fixed number, that is called common difference, right? Let's see whether we have that here or not. a2 minus a1 is 1, right? 3 minus 2 equal to 1. a3 minus a2, that is 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So you already have seen that there is no common difference, right? Let's check further. A4 minus A3, that is 7 minus 5, that is equal to 2. When it comes to the next pair, that is A5 minus A4, that is 8 minus 7, that is equal to 1. So there is no common difference, right? The given series doesn't have a fixed number as the difference between successive terms. Here you have 1. When it comes to these two terms, you have 2. These two terms 2 and next two terms 1. Hence, the given series is not an arithmetic progression. Please note this. Let's go to the next question. Question number 17. What is the probability for drawing a red king from the deck of cards? When you arrange the deck of cards, you get the arrangement like this. As you see here, we say event E is drawing a red king, right? We have 2 red kings in this whole deck, right? It means the favorable outcomes is 2. Whereas the number of all possible outcomes is 52 because we have total 52 cards. Please note this. So probability is defined as number of favorable outcomes divided by all possible outcomes, right? Hence P of E is going to be 2 divided by 52, that is equal to 1 by 26. So to answer the question, probability of getting a red king is 1 by 26. Let's go to the next question, that is question number 18. Write the formula to find median of a grouped data. We know median is equal to L plus n by 2 minus Cf divided by f times h, where L is lower boundary of the median class, n is number of observations, f is frequency of the median class, Cf is cumulative frequency of class preceding the median class, and h is class size or size of the median class. Please note this formula. Let's go to the next question, that is question number 19. Find the coordinate of centroid of a given triangle whose vertices are 3, minus 5, minus 7, 4 and 10, minus 2. centroid of a triangle is defined as x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3, comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. Let's say that x1 comma y1 is 3 comma minus 5, x2 comma y2 equal to minus 7 comma 4, and x3 comma y3 equal to 10 comma minus 2. Let's substitute these three pairs into the centroid formula and simplify it such that you get centroid x comma y is 2 comma minus 1. Let's write that. Centroid of the given triangle is 2 comma minus 1. Let's go to the next question. Question number 20. Rinki observed a ball on the ground from the balcony of first floor of a building at an angle of depression theta. If the height of the first floor of the building is x meters, draw the diagram for this data. So Rinki observed the ball on the ground from balcony of first floor of a building, right? Let's say that height of the first floor of the building is AB equal to x meters, right? And Rinki has observed the ball from the first floor at an angle of depression theta. Let's say that location of the ball is C. And now we have to mark angle of depression, right? Angle of depression is theta. It means when you draw horizontal level from the eye of Rinki, the line of sight, the angle between line of sight and horizontal level is going to be the angle of depression, right? So this is the angle of depression. That is equal to theta. And we know that alternate interior angles are going to be equal, right? It means angle BCA is equal to theta, right? Now you have a right triangle, triangle ABC or triangle ABC, where angle C is equal to theta, which is an acute angle, right? I hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel, Learn to Score. Thank you.